Hey guys, it's Kelly from FitnessBlender.com, and today I have an abs, obliques, and lower back workout for you for people who get bored easily. So in these routines, we don't do a single repeat exercise, so it should be fun and it'll fly right by. I haven't included a cardio warm-up, so I'll give you a link to one of those here. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're starting off with leg drop toe touches. So you're going to lay flat on your back, feet up in the air, and we're doing a crunch up towards our toes. Come right here and hover, drop one leg. Now come up and crunch, now drop the opposite leg. So like I said, make it harder by not resting your head on the ground in between reps. Keep those abdominals tight. We are going for 45 seconds on, 15 seconds rest. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Try to keep your back flat on the ground. Try to pull your legs up so you get a good stretch through your hamstrings here. You can always bend at the knees if you need to. Drop right here, do your crunch, drop right there, and do your crunch. So do the best you can to push yourself, but also listen to your body. All right, there's our first break. So next up we have our plank category. So this time is going to be a plank plus a knee. So you can go for your forearms and your toes, or your knees and your hands, or your hands and your toes. So we're going to be holding this plank and bringing your knee in. So you're going to pull in your abdominals, keep them nice and tight. Squeeze your glutes. Try to keep a slight bend in your elbows so that you're also working your upper body. If you lock out your elbows, it becomes a lot harder, or easier, and you're working fewer muscles. Again, make sure you're breathing. You got about 20 seconds left. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so this is our HIIT or cardio category right here, so you can choose your difficulty level. We're going to be doing a Switchfoot Burpee for 45 seconds, so it should be a pretty good workout. All right, so you're going to drop down into that burpee, that high plank, come back up, and jump your feet apart just in one direction. Make sure you do it on the opposite side the next time. Slow it down if you want to make it low impact. Step out 1 foot at a time, then forward, backward. Down, down, up, up, forward, and backward. So choose whatever level of difficulty you need, and then move as fast as you can. Got about 10 seconds left. Two, one. All right. There's another group down. Next up, we're going to the Pilates category. So we're doing toe taps. So flat on your back. You want to get your legs in the air at a 90 degree. You want your knees at a 90. And you're dropping down. And bring it back up. And you're hovering. So make sure, it's really helpful to have a mirror actually, that you're not bringing your knees in here. Because if you feel your abs stop working completely, almost completely when you pull in your legs that far. So exhale, make sure you're still breathing, keep your back pressed flat on that mat. If you need to, if you get tired, you can just hold your legs right here, trying to keep that 90-degree angle. Alright, next up we are working our backs. You don't want to work the front of your core without working the complementary muscles. Don't want imbalances. So we're going to be doing a walkdown back bow. And these feel pretty good. You get a nice stretch right here, walk all the way down, lower yourself, come up for a back bow. So you're really squeezing your glutes. You should feel it in your thighs, definitely your lower back, and even your upper body a little bit. So again, make sure you're keeping a slight bend in your arms so you're working more muscles. you want to make it easier, push up onto your knees and bend, kind of make it easier on both strength and flexibility by doing that. All right, next up is our burnout round. So for the burnout round this time I picked Flutterkicks. So again, we're laying flat on our backs, you're pointing your toes, and we're going to be doing as fast as you can, as long as you're controlling your form, a Flutterkick motion. So you're dropping and passing. If you want to make it harder, come up into a little bit of a crunch. So first you want to focus on range of motion, then you focus on speed. So if you have to do this, that's totally fine. If you need to, you can bend at the knees and just kind of bring it in and out like this if you lack the control just yet. Wherever you need to start, do the best you can. Alright, so now we are doing round 2 of those categories with different exercises. So, we're going to start back into the crunch category, and this time we have a 3-way crunch. So you're going to be going to each side and the center and just a basic crunch. So form is really important here. Crunch up towards one side, come down in the middle, and then up to the other side. Now repeat in the opposite direction. So go to that side, middle, side. If you need to, rest right here in between repetitions. Make that crunch count. Rest on the ground. If you want to make it harder, hover right here. And through this whole 45-second interval, you can make it a lot harder by never resting or relaxing your muscles. Got about 15 seconds left. All right, we have the plank category next. All right, so for a plank variation, we're doing a plank jack plus a leg raise. So again, we're really working a lot more than our core in this routine because your upper body's pitching in and you're gonna get a good butt workout. So right here, come up in your plank, hop your feet apart, then do a leg raise. Back down, hop your feet apart. So if you wanna make it easier or low impact, you can always tap, tap, raise, raise, tap, tap, raise, and raise. Otherwise, hop your feet apart. Keep those elbows bent, pull in your core. Under 20 seconds. Five seconds left. Alright, next category is that HIIT category again. HIIT or cardio, depending on the hardest version you do. So we're doing 3 butt kicker drops. So I'm going to do 3 butt kickers and then drop into a squat. So 1, 2, 3, and down. Make sure you start with an opposite leg each time. If you want to make it low impact, you go 1, 2, 3, and squat. 1, 2, 3, and down. So pick your level you want to do. If you did lower body strength training yesterday, pick the lower impact version, so let those muscles rest. Try to land light on your feet. 10 seconds left. Ooh, sorry. Watch out for that mat. Alright, we got the HIIT part done, the cardio part done. So next up we're doing the Pilates category. My tongue is all tangled today. Alright, so you're sitting with your feet pretty wide. Come out with your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Reach to one side, come up nice and tall. Exhale as you reach towards that toe, the outside of that pinky toe. These Pilates rounds are a good way to catch your breath. Try to keep your hips, both butt cheeks on the ground. So you're not lifting anything up, just lean forward. The outside of the toe, squeeze those shoulder blades back together. All right, so next up we're targeting our back. So we're gonna be doing a bird dog. So you can choose all fours right here for the basic level. You can even do like a Superman if you wanna go up into both sides and lift. It takes a lot of balance. If you want the intermediate version, right here. If you want even easier, you can break it apart one limb at a time. Just make sure that you cover all of them, upper body and lower body. Otherwise, bring up opposite hand and leg. Exhale with each extension. Squeeze. Squeeze in the upper body, squeeze your glutes, pull in your core. Ten seconds. All right, so we have one more burnout round category, and we'll get a water break. So get ready, we're gonna be holding a plank for as long as we can. 3 seconds. All right, here we go. So get comfortable. You got your weight in your forearms and your toes. You can also drop to your knees if you need to. And if you're trying to build endurance, if you're getting really tired here, before you just quit, go to your knees and give yourself that break. If you need to stop after that, you can, but try to really push yourself. 20 seconds left. You might start shaking. It's okay to stop and take a break if you need to. If you do, try to limit it to just a few seconds and then jump just right back in. 3, 2, 1. All right, so that's our first half. We'll be back for 2 more rounds of all different exercises in just a second. So for the second half of this routine, we are starting off with a bridge plus a toe touch. So this is kind of a combination move. You're gonna have your arms up, you can push up into a bridge, squeeze your glutes, drop back down, pop your feet up, and do a toe touch. So just keep that going. Squeeze, you should feel this in your glutes, your back of your thighs, and your lower back. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck here. And then squeeze those muscles up for that toe touch. Keep going back and forth. Make that crunch count. Try to squeeze, really contract those muscles. You should be able to feel it no matter how fit you are if you're using your muscles the right way. All right, next up we have our plank category. So we're doing plank up down. So there's a couple different ways you can make this easier or harder, but generally speaking, you're starting with your hands and your toes and your hands, and you're dropping down onto your forearms. So you can do it from your knees here, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. So make sure you're leading with a different hand each time. You want to make sure to mix up those movement patterns so your brain and your body don't get lazy. Make them communicate with each other. Under 20 seconds left. Remember your easier variation. Before you stop moving completely, always switch to that easier variation. Get just a little more out of yourself before you go to the easy stuff. Because even the easy stuff doesn't feel that easy once you've been working those muscles for a while. So next up we have our HIIT or cardio portion, which is going to be jumping lunges. So I'll show you ways to make that easier and harder depending on what you need. So let me scooch this. All right, so your jumping lunge, you're jumping all the way, feet apart. Drop down between those 2 feet, pull in your core, try to land soft. Otherwise, you can stop in the middle to make it slightly easier. Kind of break that movement up. Or you can just step back into a regular reverse lunge. And you don't even have to go that deep. If you need to, if you're just starting out, just step back, just do the movement. And as you get more comfortable and stronger, start to sink down further. About 10 seconds left. 2, 1. All right, so we're going back to our Pilates category. So this time we have leg pulls. So flat on your back. We're gonna be pulling each leg in. Keep your back flat into that mat. You pull a leg in, make sure and exhale. Now switch legs. Pull up into a crunch if you wanna work that core even harder. Just pull in briefly, get a quick second of a stretch, and then stretch that leg back out. Under 10 seconds. All right, so next up we have swimmers for our back. So you're laying flat on your stomach, arms outstretched, and we're gonna be raising one arm and one leg at a time. So back and forth. If you want to easier rest in between, you can lay flat on the ground and actually relax. If you want to make it harder, just hover. So even if you're not working that side, leave it above the ground for a hover. If you want to make it harder, do the hover and pick up the pace. So make sure that you're controlling your motions and you're not using just momentum. You want each movement to be really intentional and deliberate. You pick up the pace even more. Just do what you need to challenge yourself. Make sure you're breathing. 5 seconds left. All right, so next up we have a Russian twist. So you're gonna be sitting on your butt, reclining a little bit, so the extent to which you recline and what you do with your feet is gonna make it easier or harder. So right here, for the easy version, make sure you're getting a full rotation. Range of motion is more important than speed here. If you want to make it harder, you can lean back further and take your feet up off the ground. The further you put your feet out there, the harder it's going to be. "20 seconds, over halfway done. Remember to try to get a full rotation. 10 seconds left. 2, 1. All right, so this is our last group of 6 exercises. So we're going back to that crunch category. We're gonna be doing a single leg jackknife. So opposite hand to opposite foot here. Completely stretched out, arms above your head. And you're coming up, tap one toe, come back down. One, and then the other. So you should feel this in your side and your obliques and your abdominals. Your legs are working too. Hip flexors. Squeeze your muscles, contract everything. Three, 2, 1. All right, next up we have plank category, and we're gonna flip it this time. We're doing a supine plank plus leg raises. So this is a really different range of motion, but you'll feel it through your back, your butt, your thighs, all over. So we're going here. So hands pointed, fingers pointed towards your toes. There we go. And then just point your toes and lift up as much as you can, controlled. So try to keep your hips pressed up as you get tired. You can already see mine sinking here. So do the best you can to keep your hips up. Slight bend in those elbows. Keep your neck in a neutral position. Under 10 seconds. All right, let that relax. All right, next up we have that last cardio portion or HIIT, depending on your level you're gonna choose. So keep your feet moving even during this rest period. You're gonna be hopping back and forth, either stepping if you want low impact, or jumping as forcefully as you can, and coming up for a jump squat. So as far as you can to the side, then explode upwards. Otherwise, you can step and then just drop down for a ski squat. So if you want to cut off the jumps but make it harder, stay low, stay low, stay low, then do your squat. So there's all kinds of things you can do to make it easier or harder, depending on what you need, how much space you have. No excuses. Slight modifications get the job done. 10 seconds. 2, 1. All right, so we have our last Pilates group, and that's gonna be a chasing toe tap. 5 seconds of rest left. All right, so feet up in that 90-degree angle. We're going down, follow with the other foot, and then up, up. This time you're leading with the opposite foot. So it's a chasing toe tap. So one foot is always following the other. It's one step behind. If you want to make it easier, you can just drop one at a time, or you can even relax in between at each step, really. So do what you need to make it work for you. Remember, the hardest version is never releasing those muscles. You're always hovering. Keep those feet out at a 90. Do your best. Like I said, it helps to have a mirror for feedback. All right, that's done. So we have our last back category now, and we're doing a back bow crossover. So flat on your stomach. So we're gonna be going up and over, right here in the center. So start on the side, going up and over. So you should feel this definitely in your lower back. You should also feel it in your thighs and your upper body. So if you need to, you can cut out the lower body movement and focus on just going back and forth here to really get the back motion, or you can even bring your hands in, going up and over. This makes for less resistance. 10 seconds left. 2, 1. All right, so this is our last group. This is the burnout round again. And we're gonna be doing toe touch pulses. So if you can, for as long as you can, you're gonna stick your feet up in the air. We're gonna do that toe touch crunch and a pulse. So right where you feel it the most, we're gonna hang out right there. Just pulse, so never relaxing. Just make sure you're still breathing. Just keep those muscles contracted, just squeeze. And if you need to, you can come back down really quick, let them relax, take a deep breath, and get right back into it. <sighs> 20 seconds left. You should really feel that after all that work we just did for the core. Try to get comfortable with the burn. Think past it. Oh, all right, that is it. We've done this. So now all that's left is our cool down and stretch. So we'll go ahead and move right into that actually. So let's start here. Go little hands behind the back and lean forward. Put your head on the mat. Now scoop those arms down, pull your shoulders down and away from your neck, and slowly put your arms up above your head. And this time you're going to act like you're trying to walk your hands away from yourself so you get a good stretch through those ribs. You can even wiggle back and forth a little bit, go from side to side so you feel a stretch right through here in your obliques, the side of your body. All right, now you're going to come up, push up through a shell stretch. So you're pushing away from yourself. So this time you're pushing down and you're curling like you're trying to curl away, up and away from your body. Pull your shoulders down, away from your neck, and get a good neck stretch through here as well. All right, now we're gonna walk your hands out. We're gonna push up into a downward dog. So try your best to get your heels flat on the ground while you're pushing your head down in between your shoulders. So you should feel this stretch through the backs of your thighs, as well as through your upper body. All right, now walk one foot forward, right under the body. So fold here and lean back so you get a good core stretch. Take some nice deep breaths. This is the best part of a workout when you've got it done. It's behind you. Now you get the cool down stretch. The victory of earning a workout complete. All right, switch your feet. All right, now we're going to do a toe touch. So feet out straight in front of you, reach for those toes. And not only should you be focusing on pulling your toes back so you feel it through your calves, and leaning forward so you feel it through the backs of your thighs, but you can also kind of grab your toes or lean down towards your toes and kind of, again, wiggle away from yourself so you feel that stretch through your sides. Alright, let's go ahead and lay flat on the mat and roll over. So try to keep your shoulders flat on the ground and you're just rolling over so you get a good stretch through your torso again. Alright, while we're here, prop up on your side, grab that leg, that foot, and pull back so you get a good stretch through your quads, the front of your thighs, and your hip flexor. And you might need to bend that leg on the bottom in order to create a stable platform for that. You should feel it all through here. All right, and repeat that on the opposite side. So first you're rolling over. Get that torso stretch. So make sure that you drink lots of water when we're done here. You want to drink lots of water to replace what you sweated out, and then you want to eat something healthy as soon as you can after your workout's done. Alright, now grab that leg, doing that through the front of the thigh again. Alright, now lay flat on your back and do a full body stretch, so arms and legs in opposite directions, and you're going to want to wiggle, lean to one side, like you're trying to pull your hands and feet as far away from each other as you can. Do some nice deep breathing while you're here, just rock and forth, side to side. Alright, now let it relax. Alright guys, so we've got in our core workout, we got a little bit of cardio and a cool down. So like I said, make sure to drink lots of water when you're done here. Otherwise, good job guys, this workout is complete.